everyone. I've been meaning to say this, right? So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And thank you guys so much for the encouragement on my very first video, my introductory video. Thank you so much. I mean, I had a lot of people reach out to me and be like, oh, yeah, we can't wait to learn a lot from you, from your experiences. And people were particularly interested in, now, nosy people. People were particularly interested in the part where I talked about the surgeries I have done. I mean, guys, don't worry. It's not a cosmetic surgery. I'm going to share everything. Just calm down. Just take it one step at a time. Okay, so I'm sure you already have seen the title of this video, so you already know what I'm talking about today. Basically, I'll be sharing with you guys about the first surgery I ever had. I think this was when I was about 25 years of age that I had this surgery. Wow, looking back, it's been a lot of years. Anyways, so as much as possible, I'll try to be honest with you all. And I'm going to leave out very personal information. I will just share what you need to learn, what you need to know, what you like. You need to take a lot of lessons from this, and that's what I'll try to focus on as much as possible. Okay, guys, so let's get into it. The surgery when I was 25, but what I had the surgery for started, before the age of 25. So it started in about 2009. When I went for my service, I served in Ebonyi State. I'm going to talk about that experience, but anyway, let's not digress. I served in Ebonyi State from 2009 to 2010, batch C. Anyways, so in 2009, when I went for my service, I think that's like the moment I can recollect that I started to feel, what I felt, or I started to notice this thing. So, I noticed that I had a growth down there. And it was a really scary time for me because I couldn't understand what it was. I was like, what is this? I wasn't like, I did not even know what name it was or what, I didn't know anything. I just knew I had a growth and I didn't know who to talk to about it. Now, fear is a terrible thing, guys. I must say, fear is terrible because, living in fear, living in like not knowing what is wrong with your body is a really terrible way to live, okay? Because you're just there wondering, you don't even know what to research about. So I was just concerned. First off, I thought maybe it was an infection. I thought it was an infection. I was like, okay, maybe it's an infection. Let me, like I self-medicated. I was like, okay, maybe it was a toilet infection. I self-medicated, nothing. And like, I was serving. I did not like have a hospital there that I could go to. I was like, I really did not know how to handle it, to be honest with you guys. I didn't know how to handle it. I just thought it was something that would go on its own and I wouldn't have to bother too much about it and blah blah blah. Anyways, so service year was done. I managed all through. It wasn't a painful growth. It was painless. I just like felt the discomfort, but no pain, no sickness as a result of it. So I was like, okay, maybe it will go on its own. or something. And I had this thing for years, because like I know that a couple of times I mentioned it to my mom. It took me a lot of courage to even like mention it to my mom. My mom checked it. I mean, looking back, I don't know. I wouldn't blame my mom, but maybe it would have been, yeah, she took me to a nurse. I remember she took me to a nurse in our church. And I tried to explain it to her, and I think I was also scared of what it was, so I wasn't explaining it well to her. And I just explained it as if it was not a serious thing. So she just like prescribed something, based on my explanation, and that was it. So this thing went on for years, until I think it went on for about 4 years. Guys, 4 years, that's a long time. It went on for about 4 years. Like, recounting it now, I realized that this thing really went on for years. So it went on for years, and it was up until it became a painful one for me. 3 months into my marriage, it became very painful. It became discomforting. I couldn't sit properly. I think it grew because previously it wasn't painful or anything, and all of a sudden it became painful. I came clean with my fiance at the time, my husband. He was aware that I had that. I came clean. I told him this was, and so it's important that you are also honest. Into my marriage, it became like a discomfort, a serious discomfort. It was so uncomfortable. I was in pain. I couldn't sit. I couldn't, like, when I go to work, I was so uncomfortable. I used to sit like this. I wasn't sitting properly. Like, nobody knew. People did not know. My friends did not know. My colleagues did not know. Nobody knew. And that's one thing, like, when you're dying in silence, when you don't have somebody to share things with, it could be a traumatic experience. So I was just there in my pain. Like, even before I came clean to my husband and said, oh, I think I need to go to a hospital, it took time. And by the way, I think I forgot to also mention the fact that within these years, within this number of years, I also went for my master's, right? Whilst running my program, I also tried to see a medical doctor, but I don't know what happened. It was difficult to see a specialist. I needed to see a gynae, and I think I tried, but something in me also was scared. I was so scared of the outcome, and I was like, what if this is cancer? Or what if this is, what if this is something that is life-threatening? I was scared. So I tried to go to the doctor whilst in school then in Ife, but I don't know. I just couldn't. And I'm moving forward to when I opened up to my husband, and I was like, this thing is so painful. It took me some time to also open up to him and say, I was going through pains, when the pain became so unbearable. So we decided to see a doctor. He took me to a doctor, and then when we saw the doctor, I was so scared. Guys, I was scared. And the doctor saw, like, he asked me to open up. He saw it, and he told me that, madam, you have something called a Bartholin cyst. I was like, what? A cyst? What does that even mean? He explained that a Bartholin cyst is basically, like, we women, we have Bartholin glands, right? two Bartholin glands, and they are supposed to secrete fluids and lubricate the vajayjay, right? So that's their job, right? Those Bartholin glands. But if the Bartholin gland is secreting those fluids, and those fluids are unable to like have a passage to lubricate, the vajayjay, it's a problem. So the Bartholin gland was blocked, and it was difficult for it to secrete like the fluids as it should. And I was like, what the hell was going on? I mean, it was a bit surprising for me, because I was like, why would I even have this? Apparently, I think statistics say that about 100,000 women have this cyst yearly. So it's actually a small, a small population of women. I'm sharing this video because, I mean, you never know who would need this information, and this small percentage of women might actually not even know what is wrong with them. So basically, that's, I mean, there was no way for the Bartholin gland to secrete those fluids, because there was a blockage, and that blockage formed and it became that cyst. Now, why I had not felt pains all these years was because it wasn't infected, and so I was told that it became infected. How? I don't know. Like, there are several reasons why it could get infected. I was told that it could get infected if it's irritated. It could get infected if there's an infection, if there's an injury, if there's an injury to that area, it could get infected. So, well, I don't know why it got infected, but it's good that it got infected, because it gave me the opportunity to actually get it checked out. So I got it checked out, and it gave me all this information, and I was like, so what is the solution? So normally, a Bartholin cyst apparently could get cured, could go on its own without any intervention, but there are other things you could do to make it go away. There's you can perform a sit bath. You can Google what that is. Basically placing hot water in a bowl, and you sit on it. So it's a sit bath. A lot of women who have delivered babies vaginally would understand what I'm talking about. A sit bath, and then it could go on its own. And I think there are other like remedies for it, but when it gets infected and there's an abscess, there are also like, it could be like the infection, depending on how infected it is, it could get really bad that you have to surgically remove the fluid that has built up and formed the cyst. You could remove it surgically. And so at that point, mine had gotten so bad that I needed to do surgery to get it out. It was a traumatic experience. I must say, it was scary. I was like, surgery? I've never had surgery. I don't know what it is. I don't know what. And the doctor tried, to pacify me. Anyways, I had to undergo the surgery as soon as possible, because it was becoming really, really painful. So I got scheduled for the surgery, and I underwent the surgery. I was under anesthesia. I didn't know what was happening, it wasn't like painful when I woke up, but I think that's story for another day. In my next video, I'm going to talk about the recovery process for me, how long it took for me to stay in the hospital, and you know, aftercare. And guys, guess what? Just guess what? You would not believe it. After the surgery, the Bartholin cyst came back. Terrible. It came back. So I'm going to share in another video all of this events, what happened, why it came back, how it came back, what, like, did I have to undergo another surgery, what did I do basically. So guys, the learnings, I'll try as much as possible. Every of my video I would, you know, itemize some things I would like you to learn, like a summary of the video. So basically what I want you to take out of this video is the fact that you need to get yourself checked out, right? If you notice any irregularity in your body, please do not be afraid. Fear is a terrible thing. It's just going to weigh you down. Guys, during that time I was skinny, I lost a lot of weight. Nobody understood why, because I was always thinking. So I would advise you, no matter, like, it's better to know what is wrong with you than not knowing. Like, if you know, you'll be able to do something about it. Guys, you know, since then, since that, like, the whole episode, the whole occurrence, I don't joke with my body anymore. Like, the slightest thing, if I start to feel sick, I go to the hospital. Like, I don't joke with getting, you know, getting to know what is wrong with my body. So guys, it's important that you take your health seriously. You know, get yourself checked out, go for regular checkups. Like, I don't even joke with anything right now. Like, guys, seriously, you need to get yourself checked out. You need to go for regular checkups. A lot of people have died. A lot of people have, you know, gotten permanent sicknesses. A lot of people have, you know, had their situations worsened because they didn't get themselves checked out. So I'd advise that you get yourself checked out. Just try to know what is wrong with you. Same way, you know, I mean, just for the peace of mind, just for you to have peace of mind. I think even knowing is better because you'll be able to do something about it. So I hope that you learned quite a lot from my video. I know you can't wait for the concluding part of this, but I'll try as much as possible to shoot that video sometime soon. It's a really long story, guys, but this is part 1. And I want you to keep it locked. Share this video with your friends, with people, specifically women. Women need to hear this, you know, but also men could learn from it. So share this video with your friends, with your colleagues. Tell them to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because there's a lot I'm going to be talking about. And guys, I've not forgotten all the ideas you dropped in my first video about what I should talk about. I'm coming. You know, we have a long way to go, guys. So don't worry, I'm here for you. I did for you. So I'm glad I can smile now about this story, but of course it wasn't funny at that time. But thank you guys for tuning in. Please stay glued to my YouTube channel, because there's a lot coming up. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell everyone around you to subscribe. Unity Nwanze on YouTube. Bye for now, guys. Bye bye.